So the purpose of a net ionic equation is to show the two ions that are reacting together to form the solid precipitate. But we're going to start off by writing a whole double replacement reaction. So in example number 1, it's ammonium sulfate, so NH4, 2, SO4, and that's an aqueous compound because it's got ammonium in it, reacts with potassium hydroxide, which is also aqueous because that's potassium. Now in this case our products would be potassium sulfate and ammonium hydroxide. Now if I look on my solubility chart, and I could scroll down and I could find it here on my solubility chart, I would see that both potassium sulfate and ammonium hydroxide are aqueous. So in the case of number 1 up here, since both products are aqueous, we're simply going to say it's no reaction. So just the same as when we wrote double replacement reactions, if there's no precipitate, we just call it no reaction. We don't have to worry about writing a net ionic equation. Number 2 is an example where we will see a precipitate formed. So cobalt chloride, CoCl2. And again, if we look for that on our solubility chart down here, we're going to find cobalt and chloride. That's an S, so that means it's aqueous. It's combined with silver nitrate, AgNO3. Now I know silver nitrate is aqueous, and I could look on my solubility chart, but also we've been doing this long enough now that we know that nitrates are always aqueous, and also from personal experience we've used silver nitrate in lab a lot, and so we know that silver nitrate is an aqueous solution. So what are my products going to be? It's going to be cobalt nitrate. And I know cobalt nitrate is aqueous again because it's got nitrate in it, and silver chloride. Now I've got to look up silver chloride. So I find silver, I go across until I get to chloride, and it's I. The I means that it's insoluble, and insoluble means it's my solid precipitate. Now I also have to balance this equation. So I can balance this equation by putting a 2 in front of the silver chloride, 2 in front of the silver nitrate, and that's now a balanced equation. Now, to write my net ionic equation, I am concerned about the solid precipitate, and I'm concerned about the ions that produce that solid precipitate. So I will very often actually start with my product, AgCl solid. And what I want are the individual ions that react together to form that solid precipitate. So it's going to be silver ions and chloride ions. Now, I want you to notice that my reactant side are aqueous ions. So I'm including the charge and I'm including aqueous, both on the cation here and the anion here. We have those charges and they're both aqueous. Then they form a compound on the product side, and that compound is a solid. I would also need to balance this equation. Now this is 1-to-1, so I really don't have to worry too much about balancing that equation because it's already balanced for me. If I was to go down to number 5, number 5 is silver nitrate, AgNO3. We just established that that's aqueous. Sodium chromate, Na2CrO4. And it's got sodium in it, and sodium is always aqueous. Produces sodium nitrate, which is going to be aqueous. It's got nitrate and it's got sodium in it. And silver chromate. If I look up silver chromate on my solubility chart down here, I'm going to see that silver chromate is insoluble. And so that's my solid product. I need to balance this equation, putting a 2 in front of the silver nitrate and 2 in front of the sodium nitrate. So my solid product is silver chromate. And the ions that react together are 2 aqueous silver ions and 1 2 minus aqueous chromate ion. So I need the 2 in front of the silver because there's 2 silvers on my product side. The 2 minus is the charge on the chromate. When we balance it with the silver, that's why I need 2 silvers on the product side, because the silver's charge is only 1 plus. With a 2 minus, I need 2 of the silvers in order to cancel out to net 0 with the solid product. So that is my net ionic equation. Again, we're finding the solid precipitate based on the solubility chart, and then that solid precipitate, we want the 2 ions that are reacting together to form it. The other ions, so the nitrate ion in here and the sodium ion, we call those spectator ions because they're still ions on the product side. They're still aqueous. So spectator ions are not involved in the reaction. And the spectator ions are just kind of there to watch and balance out the charges. But really what we're concerned about is we're concerned about the solid precipitate and the ions that react together to form that solid precipitate.